Hello, hello. Gonna let everybody jump on in here, so I'll give it a quick minute. All right, got a handful of people jumping in already. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Hi, hi. All right, I'm gonna let everybody jump on in here, and hold on, I'm gonna reconnect my AirPods. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. Somebody give me a thumbs up if they can hear. Thank you, Princess Fox 2020. Okay, here we go.
We can hear you.
Yay!
Great. How you guys doing?
Good.
We're
How are
great.
you?
How are you, James?
Very good, thank you. Very good. It's been a fun weekend so far of housework. So, been painting and hanging things, and it's nice once it's done. Yeah.
Anything to keep the time going during quarantine.
Right. Silver lining. We've had a lot of time to make sure every little nook and cranny of the house is working. So,
Exactly.
yeah, guys. Well, I'm psyched to be here.
Yeah,
Nice.
He's using his time wisely. James, thank you so much again for joining us. We are absolutely thrilled and honored. Your fans,
Oh, man, it's
and
my pleasure.
already, are dedicated and love you, and they've been sending it out to everyone. Your fans are amazing, but you know that.
You're the best.
They really are. So if you're okay, we're going to just introduce ourselves and a little bit about our program, and then
Please.
we're going to let James Maslow steal our Instagram account and take it over.
Sounds
So
good.
my name is Brady Frome, and this is Jackie, my wonderful wife, and we are the founders of Tibbity Top Theater Company, a youth theater company here in Los Angeles. We are so excited to be offering all these incredible free master workshops. We're so honored to have you once again, James. Thank you for joining us. It's been such a pleasure. Anything you want to share? We offer singing, dancing, acting, photography,
Stage
combat, visual arts,
Ooh,
hair,
that's
makeup.
always fun.
We do what you as youth and adults want.
Mm-hmm.
So we cater to what you love, what you want to do. And that's really our focus here at Tibbity Top Theater Company.
Yep.
So check us out, tibbitytoptc.com.
And come back tomorrow because we have 3 classes tomorrow. We have a TV film workshop with Philip Garcia at 11. We have a musical theater dance class at 12. And then we have a master class with Lindsay Pierce, who's playing Elphaba on Broadway currently at 1 o'clock.
Correct. So we got a lot going on. But James, today is all about you. And thank you again for joining us. And everyone enjoy James Maslow, the incredible, incredible James Maslow.
Good to see you, James.
Good to see you as well. I paid him extra to say that, so great work. Thank you.
Yes. All right, take it away.
Cool. Well, what's up, guys? As you know by now, because I've said it a few times, I'm James Maslow, and went to school actually to performing arts school with Jackie, and she asked me to jump on here and just kind of share some of my experiences with you, how I got to where I'm at in my life, my career. Of course, you're in my studio, so you see some big time Rush stuff behind me, some of the albums and records and a bunch of the actually touring we did, if you look closely on that one. So talk about that, and then I want to open it up to you guys if you have any questions. We're not doing stage combat in this, but everything from musical theater to just singing, acting, film versus theater, which is a big one I get all the time, and even a little bit of dance, just a little bit though, far from an expert there. So for being real, probably not gonna have the greatest responses, but give it a shot. So let's take it back to the beginning. I grew up in San Diego, and even though I really, for the most part, grew up with my dad, my mom, when I was very young, like 6 years old, she put me into the San Diego Children's Choir. So I hated it. I got to be honest. For the first 2 weeks, I just didn't know I was there. Now, mind you, I was 6 years old. I was very young, and I was just playing sports and singing in the shower as a hobby. But I say all this to say that I'm so grateful that she introduced me to this, because I found myself being surrounded by all these other people who have the same hobby as me. I'm like, wow, this person sings too. I'm like, oh my Lord, she's amazing. He's killing it. And then after about 2 weeks, I fell in love with it. So I just kept singing, kept going to this San Diego Children's Choir, these classes. From there, I ended up working in the San Diego Opera because it was a unique experience they gave me. From there, I decided, you know what? I want to try this. Like, how can I find a school that's going to stimulate me and teach me and see if this is something I might potentially want to do for a living? So the same way that I would implore and encourage all of you guys to go and try an acting class, the next step to that is, hey, if you have an opportunity to go to a performing arts school and you're interested in the arts, what better way to find out what you love and if you love it? So I did. I went to the San Diego School of Creative and Performing Arts, went there for a few years. Then I went to the Coronado School of the Arts. And so I was lucky to experience all these other teachers and students that only encouraged me to get better every single day. And what does that mean? That means practice. You know, and what's the old saying? Like, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. There's a huge truth behind that. But one thing I want to clarify is don't practice something that you don't enjoy. Now, practice will definitely be work at times, right? You're in a play. You love being in a play, but you're going to hit that rehearsal over and over and over. And by the 58th time, it's going to feel like work, even though you love it, and that's okay. But if you're going and taking piano lessons and the first one you're like, and the third one, and every time feels like it's not fun, then maybe pivot, go to guitar, find the thing that it excites you so that when you jump on and you're, playing guitar, you're noodling, 2 hours go by and you don't even realize you've been practicing, you've been working. That's what I encourage you guys to do. Find your art that you just enjoy so much that even the practice is fun. And I always say this because guess what's going to happen? You're going to keep practicing. You're going to find yourself spending so much more time doing that. What's going to happen? You're going to get better and better and better and increase your opportunity or your potential to get those jobs when these opportunities come across. So I just implore you guys to try everything. If you're in musical theater, go and take a lightings course. See if you like that. If you've never danced before, by all means, go out there and take a dance class, because even if you don't become a professional dancer, in today's world more than ever, being multi-versed, being a triple threat or a multi-threat is the name of the game, because there are so many talented people out there who are great singers, but they're also great actors and they can dance. And you get a job like Big Time Rush, for example, you're going to be grateful that you had even a little bit of background. And so I'm hugely grateful for these performing arts schools for giving me a base, especially in the dance world. It's never something I really wanted to do. So it's a prime example, but I'm glad I was forced to do jazz, tap, ballet. Never going to use this, right? Oh, I'll do Dancing with the Stars. Oh my Lord. I'm so glad that I had those basics and that base, because then I was able to excel in something and it became fun. Right after that, I filmed a movie playing a dancer. It's called 48 Hours to Live. If you haven't checked it out, by all means. A little bit dark, but incredible dancing. And there's no way that Benny Boom, incredible director, you know what, he would have cast me for that if I couldn't actually do a lot of those moves myself. So just keep training, keep trying new things, and discover what you love, and you'll find yourself doing it more and more. So let's talk about the career a little bit. See a lot of people talking about Big Time Rush. So I decided, actually, I graduated school early. I've always been a proponent for higher education. So by no means am I encouraging somebody to drop out of school or not continue. Always keep up your education. But for me, there was an opportunity to go to Los Angeles. I wasn't quite sold on doing something that required a college degree. In fact, I toured a bunch of conservatories thinking about majoring in musical theater. And to my surprise, even big ones and great ones and the wonderful programs, but to my surprise, they were not really encouraging or not even really understanding about me working at the same time. And at that point, I was already doing theater and some semi-professional work and some TV appearances and some indie films. So I had this conversation like, hey, I want to keep training, but can I also go and work? And the ones I looked at said no. To me, that wasn't a wise option. And again, this is different for everybody, but for me, I found myself going, I'm going to go and train for another, let's say 4 years, traditional college experience, and then come into a youth-driven industry 4 years older with a degree that, quite frankly, I wasn't so sure that people were going to care about. I can tell you quite honestly, having the skill set, having the ability, having the experience is often more important when you walk into an audition room, whether it's musical theater for Broadway or you're going in for film, TV, a commercial. You need to show up and you need to be confident and you need to be as good as you can possibly be. So it's everybody else's, it's everybody's individual decision what they want to do. But again, if you're planning on being in the arts, go out and get as much real world experience as you can. And the cool part about today is you got YouTube. You have so many platforms where you can create for yourself, even if it's just doing funny skits or filming yourself dancing. I mean, Justin Bieber was found on YouTube just playing guitar and singing. You never know who might come across that video and who might discover you. So I just encourage everybody, keep creating, keep finding opportunities. So I moved to LA when I was 17. I moved out pretty young. It was pretty scary. I was lucky to have a manager that I actually met in San Diego through Lee Scarrett, who, if you guys are in San Diego or even LA and you need a badass vocal coach, Lee Scarrett is just amazing. And a huge shout out to Lee because she encouraged me for so many years to be the best I can be. She helped me get better, and she was strict. I gotta be honest. It was through this discipline that I've not really found in theater, musical theater especially. You have to be on. It is live every single night. There's no retakes. There's no, oh, sorry, could we do that again? No, it's live. And so I feel like I had some of the strictest training in my life because of that. And that set me up to do everything else, especially film and TV. It makes it seem easy. It really does. And I'll get to what I mean by that in a second. I moved up here at 17, had done some small TV, then ended up working on Nickelodeon with iCarly, did some independent film. And within that year, I got the audition for Big Time Rush. We did a screen test maybe 6 months later. They had thousands of kids from across the country audition. All of a sudden, I get called up going, hey, you're going to the screen test. I thought, oh my Lord, this is amazing. And it was. They brought me up from San Diego, put me in a hotel in LA. And for the next 5 days or so, they had us taking dance classes, learning choreography. Again, glad I could dance a little bit. Had us taking acting classes, working with Cynthia Bain was the acting coach. I remember she's fantastic. But hey, get better in this. Find a character. Try this character. So I played other characters, not just James Diamond. I played all these other characters. They had you mix and match and do chemistry reads and then singing on top of that. We had chemistry singing, which I hadn't even heard about. But think about it. You're going into a boy band. They had to be like, make sure you guys could harmonize together and pitch and tonality could be okay together. So, anywho, it was quite a whirlwind experience that very few people know. We went and had that screen test, and then they recast again. It was another 6 months. We had another screen test. We now had somebody else in the mix. I think it was just Logan and myself, and then it was 2 other people this time. Then a third casting around the country, added another person. We found Carlos then. We even shot an entire pilot. I mean, over $1 million they spent to build these sets, shoot this pilot. And then the person we had Kendall, or not Kendall, we had Carlos, Logan, and myself. We had somebody else. It wasn't Kendall for that pilot. Didn't quite work. Just the chemistry wasn't there. So even after 1.5 years, millions of dollars they spent on this thing, they decided, we're going to recast again. Luckily, after the last one, we found Kendall. And after 2 years almost, we hit the ground running, and so grateful that it became such a success. But I tell this story to say that nothing happens overnight. You may get an audition, it turns into a job, and that feels lucky, and that's great. And luck can be a fantastic catalyst for continuing one's career, but that's what it is. There's no longevity with luck. Don't bank on it, don't count on it. So what I live by, which goes back to all the practice and all the training, is success comes when preparation meets opportunity. I'll say that one again. Success comes when preparation meets opportunity. What does that mean? Everybody's going to get some opportunity. Now, some of you guys are going to create more than others. Some of you guys are naturally going to have more than others. Maybe your family's in the industry. You might get more, but everybody's going to get some. When you are prepared, you've done that preparation, you're the best you can be, you're going to have the best chance of landing that job, of getting that, once the opportunity comes, of getting the job, than the people who kind of just phoned it in. Especially the ones that have a ton of opportunity, they keep phoning it in, they won't book. Even if you only have one audition a year, if you go in and crush it, you're gonna have a better chance of getting that if you're the person that every day was going and dancing for fun, or acting and reading lines and going to acting class and doing scene study and prep and improv for fun. You're just going to be so much more comfortable in your skin. And that's really what people look for in an audition. You've got to be good enough. But once you get to that level of like, okay, these two people are good enough to do it. They're both fantastic, let's say. There's that X factor that somebody's going to choose one person over the other. And in my experience, it's a handful of things, but it is just that willingness to go out there, put yourself out on a limb. If you've ever been in an acting class, this probably sounds familiar, to not be afraid to make a mistake, to take direction well. And I got to say something a lot of people don't talk about. When I'm looking to do a project with someone else, and I've had this spoken about to me so many times about myself and other people, let's say you got two people that are just as good. Even this person's a little better. If this person is nice, if this person is pleasurable, is easy to be around, if they like your company, this person might be a little better. You're going to get that job, especially when it comes to a production that could be years, a series, the showrunners, the actors, the writers. Nobody wants to be around somebody that's not easy to work with. So never get that big head. Go get the jobs, be grateful every time, live in that state of gratitude, and I promise you it's going to lead to more and more jobs versus going out there and thinking, oh, I need to be a diva because that's how I think I've heard about it before. Nope. There are exceptions, of course, of divas in the industry, but the biggest stars I have met, I mean, the A-list stars, music, acting, musical theater, doesn't matter. They're the nicest people. They really are. They will genuinely talk to you, give you their time, and it makes sense. You see, you're like, okay, I get it. I get why somebody would want to work with this person. I get why the world has given this person so much opportunity. So, you know, having a good attitude about things and living in a state of gratitude, I think is very, very important. So let's see, beyond BTR was an amazing start. We filmed almost 100 episodes, a couple movies, I think. We toured the world. I've done a bunch of independent projects since then. And some major projects. Like top of the year, I had a Lionsgate film called My Boyfriend's Meds. You guys haven't seen it. It's got Jaime Camille. It's got Sandra Echeverria, Brooke Shields, Brian Bumgarner, Kevin from The Office. I'm a big fan of. Just incredible people. Jason Alexander's in this film. So, I mean, I've been lucky enough to do some major projects like that. And then a bunch of independent work where instead of being, you know, in those projects, I wasn't the lead. I was able to be the lead in these films. And I've done, I don't know, 10 or 15 of them at this point, and it's built such a level of experience that I'm able to now walk into a room for a bigger audition and have the resume and have the confidence that I can carry a film. And that doesn't come overnight. So again, even if it's small projects, just work. Work begets work. It's another thing to try and live by. There are no small jobs, just small actors. There are a lot of small actors. That's actually a famous quote. Not my quote. But anywho, work begets work. Guys, I implore you to go out there and just keep on doing it because you're going to get better and better. And let's see, I have 3 more movies coming out this year. It's led to me starring in a huge action film called Wolfhound that I'm so proud of. Been 3 years in the making. Keep a lookout for that. Then a raunchy comedy that if kids are watching, maybe not for you, but it's called We Need to Talk. Very funny, very inappropriate. And then a family-friendly film that'll probably be the first to come out called Stars Fell in Alabama. Saying all that to say that work continues to lead to more and more work. Most of the time, my offers don't even necessarily come from the plethora of experience or from a big resume. Most of the time, my offers are coming from, hey, we saw you in this, but we heard that you were pleasurable to work with. And it's amazing how far that goes. So again, back to working hard and living in a state of gratitude. So that's where I'm at today. I'm making EDM music with my group LTX. We just put out a song called History. I'm in my studio, my house in Venice. During quarantine, been writing a lot of music. And BTR, actually just was texting with the guys before this. Who knows? You know, we're talking about a bunch of stuff. So no more, I can't talk too much about anything specifically because of the state of the world and COVID. We have to be safe, but who knows? We just did a little acoustic song together. Maybe something else will happen. But definitely have a few movies to look forward to. And hopefully we're all filming and acting and doing theater and working together in the near future. So that's a casual 20 minutes about me. Now I'm going to start reading some of your comments here. I see Maslow Girl 101, one of my big fans. Thanks for jumping on here. Said, as an actor, do you face trials and tribulations? Good question. Of course you do. I'm sure that in any business you do, right? Very few businesses, if any, are exempt from trials and tribulations, from difficulties, from peaks and valleys. But the entertainment industry might be more crazy. I mean, it's no secret that there is so much rejection that you're going to be told no far more than you're going to be told yes. And sometimes you just got to build up thicker skin for that. It's not going to change overnight, believe it or not, even after doing this for over a decade, doing this for, I don't know, almost 15 years professionally. I still don't get every audition I go out for. In fact, most of them I still don't get. And it's not because I wasn't good. Maybe I wasn't good enough, but more likely wasn't the right fit, or I'm too tall. I'm 6'1". A lot of short actors. I don't get jobs sometimes because I'm too tall. I mean, it sounds so silly, but remember that the answer, the reason why you don't get something might be that silly, and just shrug it off, forget about the audition, go on to the next one. Because eventually one will land. You'll get that call back, and that's just so exciting. And then all of a sudden you get that offer, and it's worth it. And it's all worth it after all that. So, alrighty. Let's see. Favorite part about portraying Captain David Holden? Great question. So Captain David Holden is my character in Wolfhound, the big World War II action movie I told you guys about. Pretty serendipitous how that film came into my life. The day that I got the offer, I texted my dad, and I thought I was like, hey, what did Grandpa fly? My grandfather flew B-17s in World War II. And my dad responded, oh yeah, B-17s. And I went, no way, I'm being offered to play a pilot defending a B-17. And then my dad wrote back, yeah, today would have been Grandpa Bob's birthday. So it was one of the most serendipitous moments of my life. That what are the chances? The day I get that offer, I hadn't spoken about Grandpa Bob in a while. So the coolest part about portraying David Holden was getting a tiny little glimpse into what the life of my grandfather and everyone else who served with him and flew with him in World War II was like. It wasn't easy. I mean, the fact that I even think I have had a version of an example of what they went through is crazy, because we were up in planes for a few hours at a time, and then we were down. And they were hot, and they were small, and it's compact, and there's very little ventilation in these old things. They were up there for days at a time, getting shot at. My grandpa was shot down twice, saved his whole crew both times. I grew up with 2 Purple Hearts on the wall because of him. So, Grandpa Bob, so much love. I hope I do you proud in that film. And to everyone else and every veteran out there, if you watch it, we did our best to make it as authentic and real as possible, including actually flying B-25s and P-51s, all original. So I hope you guys like that. Okay. Ellie, happy birthday. What else we got here? I'm just reading the comments. So if you already wrote a question, please rewrite it, because I can't see everything as I'm talking. All right. So I was asking the easiest way to go from college to finding real work. I don't think there's any easy way, but again, the more time's up to bat, the more chances you have of landing a job. So you can self-book so many things these days, whether it's theater or acting or commercial work. There's so many places you can go on and actually book yourself, submit yourself as your own agent. There's accessible apps and programs and websites now. I would say, but I encourage you guys, go out there, upload a photo of yourself, whatever resume you have, whether it's big or small, who cares? Just get yourself out there. Because it might be a college film, it might be a YouTube skit. People are looking for actors who want to go and play. And don't worry about the money right now. Just go and do your best work. Build your reels. You have more and more material to send. Your resume grows. And more up to bats, better chance you have. And of course, when you get to the point of finding an agent, they can be helpful, but sometimes they're not. So it's always going to be on you to look out for yourself. Okay, I saw a comment here. How do you handle singing, dancing, and acting all at once? Jersey Girl 21 or Z1? Good question. I've always just kind of done it all. And for me, it's always been a nice balance. I'm on set for a few months doing a movie or a series, and then I want to go on tour. I want to travel because I've been in one place for so long. And then I travel and I tour for a month or 2 months. And the last thing I want to do is be touring and on the road. So then it's so nice to go back home, or go better yet, back to a set. To me, I found a wonderful balance with it. It has definitely meant less sleep and juggling multiple jobs and a lot of flights and a lot of late nights, but I love what I do and I'm so grateful. In fact, I am far happier when I'm too busy than when I just have a little bit going on. So yeah. All righty. Looking at some other questions here. Let's see. What's my favorite song? That's a tough question. That's a very tough question. I'm gonna go History by LTX because it just came out. Yeah, check it out. Hello, Kendall and James. I like your name. Do I know much about the Czech Republic? I actually think that I have Czech Republic in my blood. I need to get the DNA test. My dad told me that growing up, so it's about as far as it goes, though, but it could be related. Let's see. What is my favorite film that I starred in? Oof. I mean, maybe Back to Wolfhound. It's the type of movie I've always wanted to make. And then I gotta say, We Need to Talk, the raunchy comedy, was just fun. It was just a hoot. So what else? I'm just trying to read a few more questions for you guys here. Do I like Italian pizza? Yes, very much. I like all pizza. Not gonna lie, I had pizza last night. Frozen pizza at home. All right, guys, any other questions about the industry, I know we said we would, I'll talk about my new clothing line in a second, but one thing I did want to talk about is I mentioned at some point the difference between film and theater. Now, that's a really good one that I didn't fully understand until I got into theater. If I had one bit of advice, the biggest difference is when you're on stage, everything needs to be over-articulated. You're talking and singing and speaking to the people in the back of the row, and being big and being open, that's not only good, it's necessary. It's how you convey your emotions, because people can be 100 feet away and they need to hear you and see you and understand what you're trying to convey. In film and TV, everything's right here. Everything is very conversational. If I was doing this on a movie screen and doing it would be weird. That's not how we speak in person. And it comes across that way because your face is 50 feet wide, on a theatrical release, if we ever have those again. God willing. Yep, Jackie just asked, I have a new clothing line that during quarantine I built, sourced. Everything is custom sewn and dyed. I'm very proud of it. It's called Vacation Club. The whole idea is that they're very bright colors. I'm not wearing a piece here, but there's very bright colors with the idea of trying to inspire whoever wears them, not only to be happy, but to live their best lives, healthy and active lives. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, go to vacationclub.shop and you can buy our adventure kits. They're just really bright and really fun. Hoodies, matching sweats. We have hats, we have fun masks, and it's all very comfortable, very high quality material. And we really did our best to be at a pretty reasonable price compared to a lot that's on the market. So what an experience building an entire company and sourcing a clothing line. But, one of the silver linings of quarantine is I've been home and I finally have the time to do it. It's something I've always wanted to do. So please go check it out, vacationclub.shop. And if you guys do get something, take a photo and hashtag VCXMe. It's Vacation Club and me. Hashtag what you're doing. If you're going on a walk around the block or jump in your kiddie pool or whatever, trying to encourage people to stay as active as possible and as healthy as possible. And I would love to repost all of your content. Hi, Fatima. Just saying hello there. What's my favorite food? Great question. Very technical question. Breakfast burritos. Breakfast burritos are probably number one because they're delicious. There's no one type of breakfast burrito, but a steak and egg and potato and jalapeno and cheddar cheese mix is a good start. Then burgers and fries. Yeah. Then pizza. If we're being real, I didn't say I eat these every day, but I eat them every week, and they're delicious. All right, what's my next question here? Do I have a TikTok? Technically, I posted one video. I don't know. Not quite into it. So yes, no. What's my next music project? Well, we've got a remix of History coming out soon. It's really banging, and it's going to be fun. I'll let you guys know. That'll be out in the next few weeks. Then we have another original called Unforgettable that is killer, another duet, this incredible female vocalist. You'll like that one. And then we may or may not be doing a BTR remix. I don't know. Yeah, we totally are. Okay. Let's see. Get a few more questions here. What's your favorite clothing style? Funny enough, I'm wearing black now because, I don't know, felt very theatrical. Like I wear black for a lot of auditions because it's simple. It's another thing. Don't overdress for an audition, in my opinion. Like if you're going out for a cop, don't put on a cop uniform. They know you're going to wear a cop uniform when you're on set. Just act the part. But just wearing a basic uniform to me as an actor has always been freeing because it allows you not to be restricted by, oh, I've got a floral print here, so I feel like I'm on vacation now, but like I'm really playing an ER doctor. So again, but bright colors I love. That's why Vacation Club is so bright. Let's see. Let's get a few other things. Interesting question. Ellie said, talking about getting bullied in school. I was bullied in school quite a bit. Being a guy who wanted to do theater, it was no fun at all. And so it is very much made me realize as I grow up, like there's never a reason or an excuse for bullying. Sorry, there is a reason. There's never an excuse, and it's never okay. It just really isn't. So be kind, be nice. And the people that are doing it, usually it's them projecting something that's going on in their own lives. So I know it's tough to just ignore things, and it's tough to go, oh, you might have an issue and that's why you're being mean to me, so don't take it personally. But try not to, try not to. And do your best to let the words and the comments and the haters just do whatever they want to do. Ignore them, block them, especially online these days. Man, I can't imagine having social media being in high school these days. People are mean, but you know what? You don't need to be. And surround yourself with positive people, surround yourself with healthy people. You're going to become just like your closest 5 friends. So remember that, and make sure those people aren't the people that are being mean behind keyboards, because that's just unhealthy. So hope that helped you guys. What else? Favorite Mexican food? Woo, carne asada burrito. California burrito is where they put French fries in it instead of potatoes. Delicious. All right, guys, let's take another few questions. They can be about food, but ideally a little more about this masterclass we're trying to talk about here, about the industry. Any prying questions you guys may have, any parents who have questions as well, please feel free and ask while we're still on here. Hi, Greece. Greetings back to Greece. I love you guys too. That's an interesting question from Anik Coulter. How would you describe your life in 20 years? Wow, 20 years. That's a long time from now. But you know what? I hope at that point I have accomplished what I've considered my goals of freedom. And as an artist, what is freedom to me is the ability to pick whatever film I want to do. So 20 years from now, let's say that my name carries enough weight, I've done enough work that I can greenlight whatever films I want to do. And on the music side, freedom to me is being able to pick when and where I want to tour. Artists can't just say, okay, you know what, I want to go to Europe this summer. If there's no demand for it, you're going to lose money. It doesn't make sense. You'll go broke. So to be, have freedom in the music world is to say, hey guys, I would love to be in Australia next summer, set it up. And they go, no problem. Because again, God willing, especially 20 years from now, I've built value enough that I can dictate that. And, the rest of the time when I'm not on set or on tour, I'd like to be on a beach. Yeah, be on vacation somewhere. Vacation Club is really the idea. Even if I'm not on vacation, I want to feel like I am. And when I can actually be, that's the best of all the world. So having those goals, also having material objects as goals is not a bad thing. I'm a car guy. And one of my biggest motivators to save when I started making money is I wanted a nice car. I never had one. And it encouraged me to work harder and to save more. So I think those are great. All right, another great question here is, who are my role models? Quite a few in different aspects. My first manager, Billy Huffsey, was instrumental in encouraging me to work hard, keep my head down, to be a gentleman, and to never get cocky. And so I'll always be grateful for him and his guidance. From an acting perspective, Dustin Hoffman, that's actually who the quote was from earlier, by the way. There are no small roles, just small actors. He's just brilliant. More currently, and in front of you guys, like Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds is one of my favorites. I look up to him. He's just got brilliant comedic timing. On the music side, John Bellion. John Bellion is his ingenuity with creating unique sounds and being authentically himself as an artist is just rad. So those are definitely some of them. What do I love about performing? Great question. I love the gratification of making other people happy. When I get a text or a DM or a comment of like, hey, I loved you in this film, or I just listened to this song and it brought a smile to my face, or I'm gonna have a tough week, but all of a sudden I saw you on a Lifetime movie and it made me smile. That's so cool. I'm keenly aware that I'm not over here curing cancer, and there are so many people in the world that deserve our praise that don't get it. Especially during COVID. I mean, the frontline workers and first responders, they really are heroes. That's not what we're doing, but entertainment does carry some very positive weight with it. And so if we can, through theater, through a Broadway show, through local theater, from a movie, a TV, a YouTube sketch. If we can bring some smiles to people's faces, that's really all you can ask for. And that's one of the best parts of performing. Alrighty, well, let's get another question or two in here, and then I'm going to let you guys keep on keeping on. I know there's some other amazing master classes coming up at Tippity Top. So also thank you guys so much for having me. I'm not signing off quite yet, but let's see. What do you do in your free time besides fix up the house? It's been a big project recently. Been building a gym in the garage. I call it Gym, Gym. I've always loved exercise, and it's been a great challenge during quarantine. In fact, this is another great way to think about your career, any personal goals you have. Just remember that everything is about perspective. Doesn't mean everything's easy. Doesn't mean just because you have a good perspective that life's going to be easy. No, life will be tough. But your mindset, your attitude, your perspective really can change your entire life. So for example, and I'm using fitness as an example, when we got into quarantine, so many people were like, perfect, now I can't go to the gym, so I've got all the excuses in the world to eat a whole bag of Doritos and just watch 15 hours of TV a day. You know, cool. If you did that for a few days or a week, nobody's judging you. It's been a crazy time. But now it's been, what, 4 months? If you've been still doing that, turn the TV off, all right? Put the Doritos down, get out there, and make sure you stay healthy for your own sake. It's so important. But my mindset at the beginning of quarantine was, you know what? I don't know how I'm going to do it. I didn't have a gym then. I didn't have any equipment. I couldn't go to one. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I want to come out of this healthier and in better shape than when I went in. I'm well aware that a lot of people won't. And to me, I feel like that would give me an edge, that I come out just clear-headed, ready to go, looking the way I want to look. And so that's been my motivation every single day. And in fact, is also my motivation when you guys ask, how do I do all the things that I do? When I'm working late, I know people aren't working anymore. They're sleeping, or they're drinking, or they're just watching TV. That's giving me an edge. Every extra hour I work is getting me closer to that 10,000 hours. Book called Outliers. If you haven't read it, you should read it. It's getting me closer to being the best in my career, best in my field. And I don't know, I love it. I love the idea of grasping the extra hours, of trading the little bit of sleep or the watching TV for a little more time playing piano or writing music or working out. So just take an hour every day. If you say you don't have enough time to do something, if it's an acting class, if it's exercise, you probably do have half an hour or an hour somewhere in your day. It might mean a little less sleep. It might mean don't watch TV or you can't do that anymore. But what's more important? So you guys just keep on creating. I hope this has encouraged you guys to continue to follow your dreams and honestly go and turn whatever hobby you have right now into a career at some point. Promise you, if you keep on doing it, eventually you're going to get that job. Eventually it will work, and do your best to stay in a positive attitude, keep your head up, and surround yourself with other very positive people, because that's so important. And you have like-minded people, you know, even if they're right not next to you. This community right here in Tippity Top can be a great place to meet other like-minded people, other actors, other singers, other dancers. Find that community of yours and just keep encouraging each other. Thank you guys so much. Again, I'm James Maslow. It's been a little masterclass just talking about musical theater and singing and dancing and all the things that have allowed me to do what I do today. So I hope to encourage you guys. I hope to one day work with all of you. And until then, please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay creative. All right, guys, so much love. Bye.